is the answer key to your study guide. And always remember that the quiz will be extremely similar to the answer key, so you're going to be fine. For this first one, we're going to make sure they're both into slope-intercept form. So I would change this one to negative 4y equals 5x plus 4, because I would have added the 5x. And then I have to divide by negative 4. So I'm going to get y equals negative 5 over 4x minus 1. And I just put this negative sign here in the numerator because it just helps me when I'm actually doing the graphing. So I'm going to go to negative 1. I'm going to go down 5 over 4. I can go up 5 and back 4. Connect those. There's my first line. The second one, I'm at positive 6. That's my y-intercept there. Down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. So it's kind of way down here, but they do intersect, right? So this is going to be my solution, which is positive 4, negative 6. All right, this next one, we're going to try to get the variable alone. I'm going to use substitution. So I am going to subtract 3x over here. So I'm going to get y equals negative 3x minus 5. And you might have put negative 5 minus 3x. Same thing. So I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to have negative 2x plus 2 times the quantity negative 3x minus 5 equals negative 10, or excuse me, equals negative 2. I'm going to distribute this 2. Negative 2x minus 6x minus 10 equals negative 2. Negative 8x minus 10 equals negative 2. When I add the 10 to both sides, negative 8x equals 8. So x will equal negative 1. And then I'm going to take that negative 1 there and put it into one of these equations. It looks like this one might be easier. 3 times negative 1 plus y equals negative 5. Negative 3 plus y equals negative 5. Y will then equal negative 2 when I add that 3 over there. So I'm going to get negative 1, negative 2 as my solution. Notice that this said substitution, right? So I had to use substitution there. This one said graphing, and this one says elimination. So I'm going to multiply this bottom one by 5, so then I will get a negative 5y. So I'll have 7x plus 5y equals negative 1, and then I'll have 20x minus 5y equals negative 16. Oops. Yeah, 27x equals negative 17. That doesn't look right. Oh, I know you guys already saw this, and you're like just waiting for me to figure it out. This is actually going to be negative 80. So this is negative 81, and then I get x equals negative 3. And because I forgot to distribute that 5 over here. And so then I'm going to put this back into the equation. 7 times negative 3 plus 5y equals negative 1. Negative 21 plus 5y equals negative 1. 5y equals 20. Y equals 4. So my solution is negative 3, 4. And then for this one, I get to do whatever I please. This looks like a perfect opportunity to do elimination because graphing doesn't look fun, and neither does getting one of those values by itself. It just looks kind of like a hot mess. So I'm going to multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by 5 to get rid of the y's. So I'm going to have 16x minus 20y equals 120. At least I remembered there, right? And then I'm going to have 15x minus or plus 20y equals 35. 31x, these are gone, equals 155. X will equal 5. So now I'm going to put that into one of the equations. I'm going to choose the one that has positive because, I mean, you guys know me, I don't like negatives. So I'm going to have 3 times 5 plus 4y equals 7. 15 plus 4y equals 7. 4y equals negative 8. Y will be negative 2. 5, negative 2 is my answer. So there's the first page for you. Not so bad, right? Page number 2. Here we go. Story problems. Word problems. Everybody's favorite. Okay, you've got a concession stand at a basketball game. You're selling popcorn and soda. Each hot dog. I think this should say each popcorn costs $1.50. Each soda costs 50 cents. So how many popcorns and sodas? Yeah, so cross out that word hot dog and just make that say popcorn. Okay, so X is going to be popcorn, not hot dog. And Y is going to be soda. My first equation is going to be 1.5x plus 0.50y, because it's $1.50 per popcorn, 50 cents per soda, and that added up to $78.50. We know they sold 87 items, so the number of popcorns plus the number of sodas equals 87. So there's my two equations. Go ahead and solve this. I'm going to rearrange this, so I'm actually going to end up with 1.50x plus 0.50y equals 78.50. And I'm going to make this y equals negative x plus 87. I'm going to do substitution method in this one for no rhyme or reason. Maybe you wanted to do elimination. Whatever works best for you is what you need to do. So, but to get this, I just subtracted the x, negative x plus 87. Or you could have 87 minus x. They mean the same thing. So I'm going to put this whole situation right here. So I'm going to have 1.50x plus 0.50 times the quantity negative x plus 87 equals 78.50. So now all I have left are x's, right? Because this went right there. 1.50x minus 0.50x plus, get out my calculator here to find out what exactly is half of 87. Don't trust myself right now. Plus 43.50 equals 78.50. So I have 1x, because $1.50 minus 50 cents is 1, plus 43.50 equals 78.50. 78.50 minus 43.50 tells me that I sold 35 popcorns. And if I sold 35 popcorns and I sold a total of 87 items, I'm going to do 87 minus the 35 to find out how many sodas. 52 sodas. So 35 popcorns, 52 sodas would be my final answer. That is the solution to that system. Right? Okay, identify your solution, boom. Interpret your answer for both variables and relate your answer to the problem's context. Yeah, so I basically just did that. So you would say They sold 35 popcorns. And 52 sodas. There we go. Easy peasy. All right, move on to the next one. Two numbers add up to 44. The second number is 14 less than the first number. What are the values of the two numbers? Okay, so the x is going to be first number. Y is going to be the second number. So when you add them, you get 44. The second number is, so y is 14 less than the first. So I take 14 away from the first number. I already have this done in substitution, like I could substitute that pretty easy. So I'm going to take this and put it here. So x, excuse me, not there. I'm going to put it where the y was, because it's y equals x plus x minus 14 equals 44. So I now have 2x's minus 14 equals 44. Add the 14 to both sides. 2x equals 58. X will equal 29. So that's the first number, x. And y is 14 less than that. So what is 14 less than 29? It's 15. So then interpret your answer. All right, so the first number is 29, and the second number is 15. And it is important that you have it in that order because it has to be 29 minus the 14 gives you the 15. You cannot have these flip-flopped. I mean, if you do, you're going to lose like partial points, not all of them, but you definitely need to make sure that they fit the actual scenario. Okay, time for the challenge problem. Whew. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this one because, you know, it's challenging for everybody. So Jody has $13 bills in her wallet. So we're not $1 bills, just dollar bills. They are 5s, 10s, and 1s. So some of them are $5, some of them are 10s, some of them are 1s. And they add up to $56. Okay, so we have three variables here, W, X, Y. So I'm going to make W $1 bills. X is going to be $5 bills. Not $5 $1 bills, just, you know, the Abe Lincoln ones. And Y will be $10 bills. I don't know who's on the $10, but you know what I mean. So if all of them add up to $56, that means that W plus X plus Y equals $56. There are two more $1 bills than $5 bills. So the $1 bills equals X plus 2 because there's two more of those than those. You guys, I did something wrong here. This should have the coefficients. This should be W plus 5X plus 10Y equals 56 because a $1 bill, a $5 bill, a $10 bill. The number of bills, there are two more $1 bills, two more $5 bills than $1 bills. There is one less $10 bill than $5 bills. So the $10 bill equals X minus 1. It's one less than the $5. I guess another one you could do, a different equation, could be w plus x plus y equals 13, because that's how many bills there actually are. It says she has 13 $1 bills, right? So that could work as well. Or you could do the dollar amounts. Kind of what you decide to do. All right. Solve your system of equations using any method. Yikes. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in for w and this in for y and leave the x, because the x shows up in those, right? This is the $5. This will be relationship to $5. This will be relationship to $5. So let's see how this works. So I'm going to have x plus 2 to take that place, plus x, because there's already an x there, plus x minus 1 to take the y place, equals 13. So 1, 2, 3 x's plus 1, because 2 minus 1, equals 13. Subtract the 1, 3x equals 12, x equals 4. So that tells me there are 4 $5 bills. Okay. I don't know how else to write that so it's not super confusing. There are 4 I'm going to write out the word 5. $5 bills. So this should help, because as long as I know the x value, I can figure out the w value and the y value. So if x is 4, w equals 4 plus 2 is 6, and y is 4 minus 1 is 3. So that gives me 6 $1 bills. And this gives me 3 $10 bills. So 6 plus 3 plus 4, that's 13, right? Let's see if this adds up to $56. So 30 plus the 4 $5 bills gives me 50 plus 6 $1 bill. Hey, look at that, it worked. Okay, both variables. Relate your answer to the problem. I think we've already done that. So I'm just going to draw an arrow up here and say, look up here, it's already done. So really, if we look back at the equations we came up with, I didn't need this one. This one didn't really help me out here. So I'm going to cross that one out and stick with this one, and this one. Right? So we had some useless information up there, which that's why it's called a challenge question. All right, so there's your study guide. Look it over, of course, tomorrow before the quiz. If you have any questions, I will happily answer them. And hopefully you can see how this should not take you super long time on Friday. All right, thanks, guys. Have a good afternoon.